So our first topic is integers. Now this is for class 7. So we all know from a bigger number we can subtract a smaller number. For example, 7 minus 3. You know the answer is 4. But what would be 3 minus 7 is the question. So the question is, can we subtract a bigger number from a smaller number? So for that we have negative numbers. So negative numbers would be, suppose if this is 0 and then we have 1, 2, 3, etc. Similarly, over the left side we would have minus 1, minus 2, minus 3 and so on. So this set of numbers is all together is known as integers. Okay, so now these numbers, that is 1, 2, 3, etc. would be called as positive integers. Whereas over the left side, that is minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4 and so on would be called as negative integers. Yeah. Whereas 0 is neither positive nor negative. Now we all know about number line. Yeah. So if this is 0, this would be 1, this would be 2, this would be 3 and so on. Whereas over the left side will be minus 1, minus 2, minus 3 and so on. Yes, there is a rule that every number on the right of 0 is greater than every number on the left of 0. So suppose we're taking examples like 3 and 2. Okay, we all know 3 is of course greater. Okay, now the problem is when the negative numbers comes. For example, 0 and minus 2. Which is bigger? Of course 0 is bigger than minus 2. Okay, so as we go towards the left of 0, the numbers are getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Okay, they're getting smaller, which means minus 1 is smaller to 0. Minus 2 is very small when combined with minus 1. So as we go to the left, the numbers getting smaller and smaller. Okay, 0 is greater than minus 2 because minus 2 comes over the left of 0. So of course 0 is greater than minus 2. Next is, suppose 3 and 2 we know. Now minus 3 and minus 2. Okay, minus 3 would be smaller to minus 2. Minus 3 is smaller to minus 2. So minus 2 is bigger. Okay, so you might get confused when both are negative. So nothing to consider. Suppose if these were positive, like 3 and 2, we know 3 is greater than 2. Similarly, if it is minus 3 and minus 2, just put the sign, opposite sign. Of course, minus 2 is greater than minus 3. Okay, one more example, that is 5 and 2. We all know 5 is greater than 2. But in case if it is minus 5 and minus 2, which is greater? You might get confused. So just see, if 5 and 2, 5 is greater. So if it was minus 5 and minus 2, if both are minus, only put the opposite sign. See, compare and see, it's the opposite sign. Yeah, so this is a small trick. Okay, so now this is a brief introduction of integers. See you in the next video.